We asked you to come to help. You said yes, and here you are. Thank you all again for coming. I can't say that enough. I am here for one reason. I believe we can dramatically improve how we know what we know, how we make decisions, and how we relate to one another. I also believe we must. As we push up against limits in population, energy, natural resources, our ability to make sound, timely decisions becomes critical. We have less breathing room now. Bad information leads to a lag in decision making, or worse, to bad decisions. We have little margin for error, and that's a dangerous thing. You all have your own reasons for being here, and in a little bit I'll ask everybody to stand up and share those. We live in a pretty extraordinary time. Right now there is a global debate going on about who should control our access to information and on what terms. Here in the U.S. we've got SOPA and PIPA, in the European Union, ACTA. In Canada they call it Bill C-11. Now in the next couple of weeks we've got these child pornography bills coming up both in the U.S. and Canada that really propose many of the same restrictions. But people are standing up. People are finding their voice. As of this morning, over 6,961 researchers had joined a global boycott of Elsevier. Some of you may be tracking this, for their support of the Research Works Act and kind of how they've been running their business in general, I think. But open access journals like PLOS and Archive are on the rise. And this Elsevier boycott probably promises to catalyze further sweeping changes in how we publish and how we share our intellectual property with each other. The direction of the arrow is really strong right now. New technologies and initiatives dedicated to the open sharing of information are exploding in the world around us. Sebastian Thrun, some of you guys may follow Sebastian Thrun from Stanford, who's an AI professor there, previously had taught these classes of 200 students at a time, all at Stanford. This fall decided to open up. He ran a global class. He had 160,000 students, graduated 23,000 of them. 248 got a perfect score on the final, and none of them were from Stanford. So the cognitive dissonance that's going on here is pretty considerable. On the one hand, we face existential threats to our civic freedoms, and on the other, new technologies that plan to considerably expand them, to disrupt them, and our ability to deeply understand the world around us. In Plato's time, it was possible for one person to grasp most formal knowledge. People said that Plato did. But now we're way past that. It's in the 60s, it was possible for one person to know most of what was involved in computer science, both in hardware and in software. Now I can't even keep track of what's going on week to week. As knowledge expands, we specialize, and we rely more and more on each other to understand the world around us. Which brings us to the internet. The internet is disrupted about new ones every week, and I'm like, really? I still haven't heard of this new project or this old project. So clearly these are not all the same. They're not all global annotation projects. But they all represent people who have really thought through this problem, as have most of the people in this room. So why don't we have this yet? My question. Well, the devil is in the details. The diversity of information and formats, and the many different reasons that we want to interact with it. The sheer breadth and diversity of knowledge and a relatively small number of people competent to weigh in. The complexity of reputation and the complexity of us as social animals. The art of user experience and how hard it is to get products right. The difficulty of integrating with the other applications and services we use. and the cold start problem of launching something new at the fast-moving event horizon where information forms. That brings me to you. Hypothesis is not our project. Hypothesis is our project. How do we build this? It's why I've invited you here and why I'm so thrilled you guys have come. We understand deeply that we can't succeed except as a collaborative effort. And in fact, that this is really just a composite of a lot of other efforts that are already underway. The really great work that Rob Sanderson and the people at the Open Annotation Collaboration are doing. The Open Knowledge Foundation, Rufus Pollock, and the annotated plugin architecture. Wikipedia, who's Dario down here, and the world's open source encyclopedia, phenomenal piece of the puzzle that we're all trying to build as we move forward. And the pioneering work by a lot of you guys here in this room to develop approaches to understanding and applying the social biology that we evolve offline to the world that we live in online. I'm so incredibly delighted that you've come. My hope for this event is that we're able to roll up our sleeves, bring our best thinking, build new relationships, and begin taking the next steps to bring our vision forward to the world. Thank you very much.